Rest in peace, Queen Karnak. Alright, coming up next is perhaps the easiest part of the speedrun, or a complete nightmare, and it totally depends on whether you maintain the step route up to this point. So after Liquid Flame, we need to set the diff speed once again. Faris goes back to that. Outside of a step manipulation, you want to set the black command on Faris. This is a backup for any random encounters that may occur within Karnak Castle, but under a step route, you should be fine skipping this. You should never get a random encounter on the way, so you can afford to ignore the backup, but I gotta show that off, so I'm gonna go ahead and set it up on Faris. Lena also wants to turn into a red mage for the backup, to have some extra magic spells available. But don't forget to switch her back to Time Mage after crossing the main gate of Karnak Castle before the Sergeant boss, because she has to keep working on the AP for that. And that's it, yeah, we can just be on our merry way now. This setup is really simple, and ideally is just switching Faris to Thief, but that's only a luxury a step route can afford. Now we try to save another crystal, and spoilers, it explodes just like the others. We are not very good at this. And Fang, or boy Fang, sacrifices himself for no reason. This game just loves killing of secondary characters. Okay, the dreaded, the infamous Karnak explosion sequence. So this dungeon bends a couple rules. First, we have an internal timer on the bottom right there. When the timer hits 0, the castle will explode and you will die, and it's an instant game over. It's great, but this is never a concern in a speedrun format, because we will leave the area under a minute, so whatever is just there to threaten us. The real issue with this dungeon are the random encounters, because they are nearly impossible to run away from, and if you attempt to flee from them, the enemies are just going to slaughter you before it happens, so it's faster to use kill off the enemies, and this means that you are forced to gain experience and drain our concerns, because it means we will bump your party by a level, and the Eiger catch setup is going to get messed up, and you will have to perform a backup, but really that's where the consequences stop. I don't know why I'm instilling so much fear because of this dungeon. I guess back in the day... Oh yeah, time for a history lesson. Back in 2014, if you've been following Final Fantasy V speedruns for some time now, we used to learn the level 5 Doom Blue magic for the speedrun, and getting extra experience in this dungeon was catastrophic, because it prevented our blue magic sacrifice to learn the spell. You have to be a multiple of 5 level-wise in order to learn that, and getting the experience meant we just couldn't learn the spell and we couldn't continue with the speedrun. So the backup was sitting at this save point and resetting over and over and over again until the stupid dungeon decided to let you through and give you random encounters on the way out, and not having a step manipulation here was terrible. I still have trauma because of that, but I am making this a much bigger fuss than it actually is. So having to do encounters here is an inconvenience, but we can manage. You can continue with the speedrun as long as you have the backups available, and it is my duty to show you how to complete this area with or without steps, so let's get started. As you have control of Faris, you want to go back into the previous room in order to go interact with this healing pod, and it will fully restore your party, and also finally clear the poison status that's been pestering us. And here in this room you want to go straight up. It doesn't matter if you go across the save point, because you will notice that it stops your movement for a second before letting you continue. Walking around it is equally as fast, so it's whatever, don't worry about it. And here we open this gate to get us some cash. No pillars on the way this time around. And just like the first time we went through Karnak Castle, the prison cells don't advance the danger rate, but the upper floors will, so this is where we gotta be careful with our movement. And it's a very similar path to our first trip here. Just take the shortest path available, grab corners, all that good stuff, but no NPCs and fire pillars bothering us this time around. Also, do notice that even if you don't have Thief set up, you can run automatically. I just hold the B button as a force of habit, but you don't need to do that until you escape. And on this floor you want to go 2 tiles down and then go right. It's a bit hard to use where to walk because this column is just weird. And just keep going up into the first set of stairs to grab some more coal hard money, and then we can see ourselves out of this castle. And that's Karnak Castle. Now I gotta show you the backups. it takes a little bit for encounters to happen because this area references ghosts and steps, so ideally you only encounter one, maybe two things in this dungeon. So this is Fierce Formation, we have a Karnak, and here you just wait for the guy to flee. When he's alone, he flees on his own free volition, so yeah, no. Free battle. The next one is what's going to get us, probably. So here we have a Sergeant and Training Axe, very similar to the boss battle. Our goal is killing the walls, because the Sergeant flees on his own when that happens. And for that we're going to spam AoE magic spells. So Faris and Lena go for Fire or Bolt, it doesn't matter, there are no elemental weaknesses to exploit here. But the Black Mages want to equip a Thunder Rod before attacking. So equip that to boost the power of Bolt spells, and then have Galuf do the same. You gotta be quick with this, because if you sit around on your ATVs, then these guys will get a chance to attack you. But if you're fast enough, then Galuf will get to snipe all the walls, kill them at once, and then the Sergeant will do nothing but get out of here. And that's that, so that is an encounter that can give you experience. The wolf the Lonesome Wolf only gives AP, so it's not a problem, but this is why it messes up the Speedrun down the line. But like I said, you will be fine. It's just an annoyance, and the step route will spare you from it. And in reality, this is a very short and simple area. The step route just makes it a breeze more than anything else. But now it's time for a boss. After crossing the gate, we get it on the next tile, and here you want to buffer a defense action with Faris, and then break up the Thunder Rod with Elena. We break Thunder Rods because they have the fastest animation out of all the rods we can use up to this point, besides the fact that they also help with the backup. And then break a Lonesome Thunder Rod, and there's also a chance to do some inventory management here, but just to make some items a little easier to access for the Biblos setup. That is the Biblos inventory management is the one that actually matters for shopping lists. And that's Karnak, we can just get out. The Sergeant boss, he can transform into another enemy called Iron Claw if you leave him alone for too long on his first round of combat, so just ensure that you select the Thunder Rods quickly and that won't happen. Also, you may just be able to kill Iron Claw with a single Thunder Rod. I don't remember, it's been so long since I had to see that guy, but you should be fine if that happens. You just get extra dialogue because the guy just announces his transformation, and then you waste time. But that's all for Karnak Castle. We now get our next set of Jobs. Bard and Hunter will have to wait in due time. So first off, we have a Mediator. We use this once in the speedrun, and that is to catch a monster and upon release inflict the Sap status. And this is one of the very few ways we can accomplish this in this game. So the Sap status will help us skip the... Damn, just wrapping my tongue around my words today. The Sap status help us skip AI script on a boss later on. So we can finish a battle really quickly because of that. Next is Geomancer. This is no use in the speedrun, unfortunately. They played a part on Archaeoavis, which is coincidentally the boss we're going to cheese with Mediator. You could spam Terrain on that battle and always proc a Gale Call with it, so it was very significant damage to get through all of Archaeoavis' faces, but we just do something else these days. And last but not least, ninjas. So these guys are incredible. Nothing short of OP. They are going to take over the next tower of the run. So they have excellent agility and can throw scrolls for cheap, consistent damage, and they get to annihilate things before they even get a chance to attack. They are very, very good at Joe class. And outside of that, they also enable us to glitch. We can item dupe through ninjas. They are a primary ingredient of item duping, so we'll get to that soon enough. It's going to be fun. And now, leaving Karnak Castle, we want to be at 48 total steps.